This past week, United States Attorney General Pam Bondi had, in my estimation, a very disastrous performance in testifying before Congress concerning the Epstein Files. And this is something that's been on the minds of many, many people, and it just continues to intensify and intensify. And the American people, much less the people of the world over, received more, walking away from the testimony, more questions than answers. And I'd like just to take a look at this testimony in a little bit more detail. First, just a little bit of context. Pam Bondi appears to me as though she has her viewpoint on her job a little bit on the backwards side. She is appointed as the Attorney General by the President of the United States, approved by Congress, and she is the head of one co-equal branch of government. So you, in the United States, of course, you have the legislative branch, which is the Congress and the Senate. You have the executive branch, which is the president. Then you have the judicial branch, which is the Justice Department, as well as the Supreme Court. Pam Bondi, in her testimony, appears to think that she is beyond reproach and is under no obligation to answer to the American people. The American people are very resolute about wanting answers right now concerning the Epstein Files, and they're concerned. And that concern is growing and it's mounting. And instead of getting answers from Pam Bondi during these congressional hearings, they were just given simply more questions. So I think it's important to delineate here that Pam Bondi went into this with the posture that I'm a politician rather than I'm an elected official. Instead of that, the posture of I need to be giving answers to the people, and the Congress and the Senate this is the chamber, or these are the chambers of the people. So Congress, or quote unquote the people, are asking questions, and they're looking for answers. Pam Bondi, many times she was very evasive. She got very short when probed on questions concerning the Epstein Files. It was a little obvious to me that if a Republican was answering a question, Pam Bondi would say, "Oh, well, it's almost like as though she was saying, how's things going? Do you wear socks? I wear socks. We have a lot in common. Nothing to see here, folks. This is just another day in GOP paradise where everybody gets along, and I can expect some softball questions from pretty much all of the GOP people, except for Thomas Massey, who's got the eye of the tiger. And he's the GOP guy that's standing up for the people and saying, no, 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 we want some answers here. So I think that Pam Bondi, when she was placed in this situation, she failed miserably. When she had to answer tough questions, predominantly from Democrats, that's where she got her backup. She did the Donald Trump thing of, the best defense is a good offense, and she skirted around the questions, and she tried to flip the tables, to bring the character and integrity of those asking the questions into account, and she just ignored the entire reason why she was there. She was there to answer the hard questions and to facilitate bringing this along to a very, very resolute measures of action, because I think the American people want action. From the time these Epstein files became a topic du jour, many people, myself included, were asking the simple question, like, wait a minute, you have purportedly a whole host of other people that are involved in this. How is it that only 2 people got indicted when you've got all these other people who have been implicated? Why did they get a green light? Why did they get a pass? Why did they get the direction to pass go or to go directly to go and skip jail? Why are there no repercussions for those people? Well, as we're finding out as these Epstein files come out, there are a lot of people who are conceivably implicated here. The point of probe and the point of pressing on the part of Congress is we want to know why people were not charged. And maybe they should be. That's where we're going with this, folks. So I think it's really important that we look at this testimony that's taken place. I've got one in mind here that I'm going to share with you in just a little bit. Excuse me. And this testimony, in my mind's eye, was the defining moment for all of the testimony, because it was similar in scope and nature. And again, once you watch this clip that I'm about to show you, I wonder if many of you will agree with me and say, hey, you know what? No, she's being evasive. She's being Trump-like. She's going on offense rather than going on defense, or rather than facilitating answers in such a way that are satisfactory to the members of Congress. She didn't do that. But just before I play the clip, I'd just like to mention to you, my name is Steve Kostick. This is a relatively new podcast called Political Blowback, where when we see things that are happening in the political arena, we blow back. We push back on these things and try to bring these things to a little bit more light. I'm not a journalist. I know there's a lot of people who do podcasts who are really, really great at doing journalism, although sometimes I think to myself, well, you're just reporting on something that someone else has already reported on, and in some cases that's true. But my thing is commentary. This is political opinion. And opinions are, in a democracy, opinions are very, very important. And I like to share my perspectives and opinions with you, and I invite you to join in the comments. You may not agree with me at all, which is fine. That's part of what being a democracy is all about. The one thing I'm going to ask people to refrain on is, occasionally I get comments from some Trump people who, the extent of their comment is, you're a libtard. Okay. What you're doing when you put those kind of comments in is you're revealing yourself as a person that is making comments from the sandbox in grade 2. And that's of no use to anybody. It just shows a little bit of lack of character on your part and probably a whole lot of immaturity. So, if you're going to comment, make it a little bit substantive at least. Of course, I love the positive comments completely. Even one word that says "great," I'd be happy with that. I get a little bit wounded when people say things like "you're a libtard." Like, where do you want me to go with that? I mean, that's just nowhere. That's a nowhere comment. Anyways, all joking aside, let's get to the clip now. in question regarding, and I think this is the defining moment in all of the testimony that Pam Bondi offered to the Congress. Let's view the clip.
I want to know, were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime. Everyone knows that. This has been the most transparent presidency. He's the one that asked that those files
I'm going to claim my time.
be
I
released.
got your answer. You said there's no evidence.
President Trump asked
Chairman, please stop the clock.
sign
Stop the clock.
the legislation. This is
I'd like to take my time.
Time belongs to the gentleman from California.
Okay. I'm going to put up another document from a witness who called the FBI's National Threat Operations Center, because I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein Files.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath, and this is all on videotape. You said there's no evidence of a crime. I'm showing you, here is a witness statement who called into the FBI's Threat Operations Center. He drove Donald Trump around in a limo. He overheard what Donald Trump said to Jeffrey on his cell phone. He was so angry, he was going to stop the limo and hurt Donald Trump. And he met a girl who said she was raped by Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. She later had her head blown off, and officers at the scene said that could not have been suicide. No one at the Department of Justice interviewed this witness. You need to interview this witness immediately. Epstein should rot in hell, so should the men who patronized his operation. And as we say here today, there are over 1,000 sex trafficking victims, and you have not held a single man accountable. Shame on you. If you had any decency, you would resign.
And there it is. You can see that she's exceedingly skittish. She goes on offense. She gets upset. She starts a rant. And Representative Lau, or Liu, I guess is the correct pronunciation, he had some legitimate concerns here. The portion of the Epstein Files that he referenced perhaps called into question that Donald Trump may have been involved in something here. And of course, that doesn't mean that he's guilty. That doesn't even mean he's charged. What Representative Liu is saying is, we got to take a look at this. And Pam Bondi completely failed to do that. Hope that offered you a little bit of perspective on things and gave you something to think about. And thank you so much for joining us. And once again, please, if you haven't already, please consider giving us a like and a share and a subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, because we'd love to increase our audience. And don't forget to put your comments in the comment box. And if your comment, once again, is you're a libtard, you're only embarrassing yourself. Gotta go. Have a great day.